It's late in the evening, glass on the side. I've been sad with you for most of the night, ignoring everybody here. We wish they would disappear, so maybe we could get down now. Sing! Yeah, hey everyone, welcome back to whatever series it is. Actually, this is going to be a song lesson that's part of 3 serials. I'm going to do Sing by Ed Sheeran, but I'm going to do a couple of different lessons on it. I'm going to do a basic lesson where I just show you strumming patterns and how to get through the song, just you strumming a guitar. It's going to be great. It's a really good intro to funk strumming because there's only 2 chords, but lots of cool strumming patterns. The second lesson, I am going to show you how to do a simple loop with it. I'm going to show you how Ed Sheeran does his looping show live. And in the third lesson, I'm going to show you how to loop the album version, because Ed doesn't tend to loop the album version live because there's too many parts, but there are ways to do it, and I've worked some of those out, and I'm going to bounce the strategies at you, see what you guys think of them. So definitely use the lesson navigator below to find your way around these lessons. This first video is just going to be strumming. The second one is going to be simple looping. The advanced lesson, the third video, is going to be fancy looping. So use the navigator, use the extra lesson pages. They'll help you get to the tabs. They'll help you get to the different parts of each lesson. Make use of those. You're going to need them. There's a lot to navigate here. So yeah, I mean, let's get started with the guitar stuff. So before we get into anything fancy, we got to just know how the guitar is played. So chords in this song, there's only 2. It's pretty simple. They're bar chords. If you wanted to, you could put a capo on 4 and do this. I'm going to do it without, but it's like a G sharp minor capo. Well, no, it's a G sharp minor chord. It's a bar across the 4th fret, and you use your ring finger on the 6th fret of the A string and the pinky on the 6th fret of the D string. So it sounds like that. If you did it with a capo, you'd basically just do an E minor shape, kind of right there. That's 1. And then the next chord is you just kind of shift this over like this, and it's a C sharp minor chord. So it's a bar on the 4th fret, but now you got the ring finger on the 6th fret of the D string, the pinky on the 6th fret of the G string, and then the middle finger on the 5th fret of the B string. So you should be able to shift between these chords fairly easily. All you gotta do is kind of put the middle finger down or pick it back up, It's a fairly easy shift between them. So get that comfortable first, and obviously if you're doing a capo, you can just do E minor to A minor, right up there, kind of in the 4th position. It's no big deal. The strumming. There's a couple of different patterns he uses, but there's 2 different feels in the hand. So the first thing I'm going to do is I kind of warm you up into the feels. One of them is like an 8th note feel. One of them is a 16th note feel. So first thing you got to do is just get a pendulum going. Mute the strings and just down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Just make sure you can do that. You should know how to do that, but if you don't know anything about pendulum strumming yet, kind of just remember, everything we do, the hand is just going to be going up and down and up and down. And sometimes you'll skip the string, sometimes you'll mute the string, sometimes you play the chord. But once you find a pulse, once you find a groove, the hand does not stop going up and down. So right at the tempo of this song, first thing you want to do is just down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And you're putting an accent on 2 and 4. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So the most of the strokes are kind of lazy, kind of light, but the 2 and the 4 are really heavy, fast downstrokes. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, lazy, da, 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 da. So you can just get that with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and one more time. 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So just being able to do that, get your hand in the right frame that it needs to be in. So make sure you make that separation as big as you can. The light strokes really light, the heavy strokes really fast, really heavy. And then now doing that twice as fast. I mean, you're not doubling the backbeat pulse, but it's like now you're doing 16th notes. So instead of going, you're going, and you still got the same 2 and the 4. So if you're counting a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a down up, 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 down up. So you can play along. Down up, 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 down up. One more time. Down up, 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 and. Yep. So If you're having trouble with that, I'd really go and work with the metronome a bit, or just do something to really tighten it up, because again, this is soul. You can't really kind of flop around with the rhythm too much, or it really kind of hurts the feel. So really make sure you're comfortable with those feels and you can make those strumming things feel tight. Then, all right, so now we're just gonna kind of transpose over the patterns. So this is gonna keep going and muting a lot of stuff over this first pattern, but the intro pattern looks like this. And essentially what's going on there is most of the time this thing is up, but I mean, the downbeat, you whack it, and then you just start muting right away. So it's like notes, backbeat, back, up, down, down, up, down. So you kind of got like a down on the one street and then like an up, down kind of at the end. Down, mute, mute, up, down, down, and at the end there's nothing. Down. So there's really only 3 strokes that actually have chords on. Down, 2, 3, 4. So the trick is if you can get those strokes where the notes are in it, but also still accent the 2 and the 4. That's the trick. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. So take a second, piece that together, see if you can really get it to breathe. Slow it down if you need to. Put the metronome, like, you know, faster than you need to. Like putting the metronome at like 200 to be really good, because it'll click a lot of beats, but you don't have to play all of them and just keep you more on track. What else? Okay, so that is the first thing. Now, once you start singing on the verse, here's how it goes. You're kind of in the 16th feel. It feels like a lot of downstrokes, but you're kind of feeling the 16th, because it's down, 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 up, 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 down, down, down. So he's kind of whacking and then muting right away. So make sure you got that good clean. You get just enough daylight to hear the note, but then you kind of release the left hand right away. And you're doing that down, down, down. So it's like short, short, long. And they're all downstrokes. So it's short, short, long, short. See if you can get that fragment with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Short, short, long, short. Short, short, long, short. We're gonna loop it. Short, short, long, short. Short, short, long, short. Once you got that fragment, now there's gonna be kind of some upstrokes. The upstrokes are always gonna be on the offbeats, so you should be able to feel this. So it's like down, 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 up, up, down, down, down. So it's the trick to get in there is, you know, the up, 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 down, and up, 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 down. 1, 2, up, 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 down. 1, 2, up, 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 down. And you're muting the upstrokes too. You're making them short. Here, up. Keep doing it with me. One more time. And then, you know, the last couple strokes are just, it's just down, and you take these 2 fingers and you kind of lift them up. So whatever the open strings are, or you just kind of like let it fall back down to the bar. So if you put that whole thing together, try to play along with me. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Down, 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 down. Up, up, down, down, down. Down, 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 down. Up, up, down, down, down. And then you do the same thing over the next chord. It's exactly the same. Down, 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 down. Up, down, down. And you just, same thing before, you lift up this shape with the bar. So, see if you can play that with me twice. Let's play through it twice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, 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 down. Up, up, down, down, down. And down, 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 down. Up, down, down, down. There you go. So now, you just kind of put those all together. You play the pattern twice for each chord, I believe. It's like down, 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 up, down, down. And again. You switch. And then kind of what happens between the beginning of one chord and the next is not so important, as long as even on a subtle level, your hand just keeps going dugga 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 dugga. I'll kind of throw a little mute thing in there. I'll just keep on rolling my hand or whatever, so it's not hitting the strings. But as long as your hand doesn't stop that 16th groove, so you stay with the time, everything's going to be peachy keen. Okay, so that's the verse strumming. Make sure you got that together. And there's a slightly different pattern as it comes into the pre-chorus. And this one, you're really feeling the 16th. It goes like, it sounds like this at speed. So you want to go down, up. Just that first fragment is down, swing, swing, up. Down, swing, swing, up. Down, swing, swing, up. Down, swing, swing, up. So that's a tricky one to get. And right after that, you're just going, kind of swinging a down, down, down. Mute, mute, mute. Mute, mute, mute. And since that one's on a 2, when it really whacked that first group, so it's like whack, up, whack, up, 2, up, 2, up. If I put that together with the first beat, I get down, again, down, up, down, up, hit. Down, up, yeah, and down, up. So the third part of it is you kind of hit the muted strings, but then you get an up, down, up, all with the note. So it's like mute, up, down, up, and mute, up, down, up. Again, mute, down, up. One more time, mute, down, up. If you put that together with everything before it, you get down, up, and down. And then the last beat, it's just kind of, you really want to whack the 4 because it's the back beat, but it's all mute strokes. So it's just, that's the last part of it. So the whole thing put together, a little slow, sounds like this. 3 and a 4 and a. Switch chords. One more time. There you go. All right, so there is, I believe that's the last strumming pattern in a song. Let me think. I mean, there's some electric guitar and bass riffs that go in there, but I mean, really, the rest of the song kind of has some extra fills in it. I guess there's one sort of more strumming part, but it's a very tricky funk part. We're going to teach that in the next lesson when we start to look at looping a little bit more. But I mean, if you really just want to play the song solo, the next thing we really want to look at is kind of how we arrange the whole thing. You know, I mean, you obviously start the song and just kind of follow me through the arrangement of it. The intro, you just kind of do a part of it. The simple pattern, the first one we learned. But you stop it right here. It's late in the first part. Inside with you for most of the night. Ignoring everybody here, we wish they would disappear, so maybe we could get down now. And then it's going to repeat that again for the second part of the verse. As soon as it goes, I need you, darling, come on, set the tone. It goes to the faster thing, and then it's going to stay with that on the chorus. I mean, I actually, on the chorus, if I was playing it solo, I would switch back to almost the verse thing. But really, you could do either pattern depending on how you want to carry the energy and if you have other players playing with you. But I mean, essentially you kind of switch between those two things, between the verses and the chorus. I mean, the main thing is when you're on the verses, you definitely want to be using. And when you're on the pre-chorus, you want to be. You want to be the more funky pattern. And then when you get to the bridge, it's like, can you feel it? All the guys in here don't want to dance. Can you feel it? Back to the intro. But this time you carry it into the C sharp minor chord. You hide in here, so won't you take my hand, darling, before the beat kicks in again. Can you feel it? Now, rather than showing you the funky part now, I'd say go back to this. Go back to the chorus strumming to keep going on the bridge and to take it into the ending. If you're doing it just by yourself, just singing and playing, that's the easiest way to do it while still getting all the strumming patterns that you need to really make it work. So, all right. Let's do a quick playthrough of the whole song, but I'll do it a little bit slow so you can play along and see if you can kind of hang with me on the different section changes. And if you get that, see if you can go on to the next lesson. I'll teach you some more of the fancier parts. I'll teach you the electric guitar riffs, how to do the guitar percussion, and we'll start to go into the looping stuff. All right, so here we go. Right from the top, a little slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the intro. It's late in the evening, glass on the side. I've been inside with you for most of the night, ignoring everybody here. We wish they would disappear, so maybe we could get it down now. Piece that. I don't wanna know if you're getting ahead of the program. I want you to be mine, letting to hold your body close, taking another step into the no man's land before the longest time. Let it faster, man. I need you, darling. Come on, set the tone. If you feel the fall, then won't you let me know? Let's all pray from the side of the stage, and the fire brigade comes in a couple of days. Until then, we got nothing to say, nothing to know, but something to drink, maybe something to smoke. Let it go until I wrote to change. Sing we found love in a local rave. No, I don't really know what I'm supposed to say, but I can just figure it out and hope and pray. I told her my name and said it's nice to meet you, and then she handed me the bottle of water with tequila. I already knew she's a key. Just from this one small act of kindness, I'm in deep shit. If anybody finds out I'm meant to drive home, but I do all of it now. No, sober enough, we just sit on the couch. One thing we do another, now she's kissing my mouth. I need you, darling. Come on, set the tone. If you feel the fall, won't you let me know? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. If you love me, come on, get involved. Feel it rushing through from your head to toe. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Sing. Oh, 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 oh. I'm gonna switch back. Oh, 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 oh. Louder. Oh, oh, oh. Sing. Oh, oh, oh. Can you feel it? All the guys in here don't even wanna dance. Can you feel it? All that I can hear is music from the back. Can Can you feel it? Found you hiding here, so won't you take my hand, darling, before the beat kicks in again. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Oh, I think I kind of cut that in half. We'll keep going. I need you, darling. Come on, set the tone. If you feel falling, won't you let me know? Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa. If you love me, come on, get involved. Feel it rushing through from your head to toe. Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa. Sing! Right, there you have it. I think there was a slight glitch. I think my thing right after the bridge, I think I didn't play the G minor enough, but other than that, I think if you can stay with that, okay, you're ready to try it up the tempo, you're ready to try singing in front of people, you're ready to go on to some more adventurous stuff. So next lesson, I'll start adding things like, you know, it was always like, yeah. And then, you know, a lot of the guitar percussion types of stuff, things we'll do with the looper, all that stuff's coming up. So, yeah, look forward to seeing you there. Keep checking out these serials if you want to go further with Ed Sheeran or looping type stuff. Yeah, hope to see you soon. Catch you later.